What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about Ethereum Classic. I want to go over some of the current data points, what's really been affecting ETC, and where I see things going from here. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. It's been quite a while since I've done a ETC video. Last video I do believe was somewhere around in August or possibly even prior to that, where I did say that just the data at the time wasn't necessarily the best. And of course, a lot of that was signaling more of a pullback. So over the last 1 month for ETC, it is down 5.45%, and it has been lagging just its peers. Even looking right here, it is now ranked 32 based on the market cap. So it's dropped quite a lot. So again, a lot of crypto is running for various reasons, but ETC is lagging. And I think in reality, one of the biggest faults of that is something that I generally don't cover, but it's ecosystem and just not a lot of development in that regard. And on occasion, I think it occurs every Friday or Sunday on Twitter or X now, I guess, but they have a space call and goes over ETC. And I think that is one of the common things that is always a very good discussion that I was listening in on, and it's just the ecosystem. So I think in reality, that's one of the main reasons why it is going down. So in this video, I'm not necessarily going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking on more macro events and what is really kind of influencing crypto and ETC. So this week is a very big week, in case you do not know. So starting off on Wednesday, you do have the FOMC interest rate decision. At the time of doing this video, there is a 61% likelihood of a 50 basis point cut. And for the November 7th meeting, you do have another potential 50 or even a 25 basis point cut. So in reality, why does that matter? That matters because consumers' buying power will be increasing. Thus, that means more people will be out getting loans and essentially stimulating the market a little bit more and potentially even offsetting and putting it back into crypto, equities, things like that. I have brought this up in the past to where I talked on a big market rotation, similar to what happened between 2020 and 2021. And generally, I'm pretty sure a lot of us know what happened during that time frame, where even ETC ran from roughly like $11 to kind of the high of whatever it was, 140 or whatever. But as you can kind of see based on this chart, this is all the money sitting in money markets. All-time record highs around $6.4 trillion. So chump change, right? So essentially, once these entities do feel comfortable with the broader market, and most likely back-to-back rate cuts might stimulate that, this is where you could see a similar rotation from what happened in 2020 to 2021 right here. So again, that might be good for the foreseeable future. It won't take 1 week for that to happen. It would be over a span of clearly 1 year, similar to what has happened. But again, I'm going to go over a lot of the data points and stuff that you need to know. This has been somewhat stagnant since my last video. So number of merchants accepting ETC as a form of payment is 1,281. So again, kind of a little bit lackluster. Bigger picture though, if you do look at the chart, it is generally good, but you do see some slowing right here. So once again, something that ETC itself does need to really and truly work on. Plus the hash rate over the last little bit is definitely something to just be aware of. Nothing to really prompt fear, but again, it is something to just be aware of. Of course, the lower the hash rate, the higher the risk of hacking and whatever else, similar to ETC's past, or I guess Ethereum's past. But right now, I always like to analyze kind of who is selling, who is buying, whatever else. And starting off right now, over this last little bit, you have seen the price being very suppressed, and that is because of longs closing out their position. So everything that shows in green is longs closing out the position. There has been very limited volume over this last little bit. Even seeing right here, the volume in the last 24 hours is 3.5 million, and that is very low. So it's kind of chump change, again, kind of signaling that nobody really is looking at ETC. Plus, why would they, right? Because if a lot of other of its peers are outperforming them, then yeah, you'd gravitate to what is doing good, not what is kind of lagging. So that's also another thing that what is really affecting ETC behind the scenes. In addition to that though, shorts no doubtably have really been increasing over the last little bit. ETC is among and has been one of the most heavily shorted cryptos out there. And this is why in the past you've seen some pretty nice epic squeezes. They're kind of short-lived, but again, it does happen. But with lower volume, just incentivizes the manipulation all in all. So with rate cuts coming this week, that might be a little bit more of a boost to potentially push it higher. As well, more ETFs are developed that might as well just stimulate more optimism associated to ETC and whatever else. But I think ETC, with the lack of development, it might get put on the back burners a little bit, but we'll just have to wait and see. On the actual chart itself, I'm looking at the 1 day. I have the 725 and 100-day moving averages, Boiling Band, momentum, and stochastic RSI. So looking at the 1 day chart right now, this is where you are seeing a lot of breaking down right here. So it is lower percentile of the Boiling Band, below a lot of the key pivotal moving averages. Number of retail investors, it appears, has been getting out, or just overall number of investors. And stochastic, you do see it kind of going from overbought to somewhat neutral right now, but it is a very bearish deviation. So similar to what happened right here, you will see more consolidation. So this is just going to be another leg down. The 4 hour leads into the 1 day, and then the 1 hour into the 4 hour, and so forth. So this is where you are starting to see that breakdown. And as of right now, on the 4 hour, it is considered rather oversold. So kind of polar opposite to the 1 day. So in reality, this is where you could see more of a temporary relief, but even just looking at the 4 hour, number of buyers, like, they could really not care less about ETC. And I've been covering ETC on and off for almost 3 years now. So that's absolutely crazy. So yeah, it's one of those things that if you are investing, even outside of just ETC, if you're investing in crypto, you have to be patient. And like I said, these broad market kind of rotations take years, over like several years sometimes, in fact, for it to come. And that is where you can make some real serious money. But from now until that does potentially happen, you're going to have a continuation of volatility, and you just have to hope that ETC really does start to develop on its ecosystem. So I think right now, like I said, just the technicals are breaking down. Shorts are pretty much running rampant with ETC, lack of buyers, and it looks like just lack of just integration in society and just number of merchants accepting it. So let me know your thoughts on ETC. Is there some positives that potentially I am missing out on that is coming down the pipeline that might be a good catalyst for it? Or do you think that there is going to be lower lows? What's your kind of viewpoint on all of that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And take advantage of this promo. Even though it is stock related, it is still free money. Simply sign up for a new account before this September the 30th, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is a kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.